No, Euripides intentionally puts this in the mouth of one of his characters. No, that being fully aware of those choices, I just want. My desire is not necessarily to do what's good. My desire is to be who I am, to express myself freely, and to be myself. To be myself, even though if what I'm committing is demonic evil. Just to remind everybody what Medea does. Medea, in order to get back at her boyfriend, to make her boyfriend feel bad, she kills her two sons, cuts them up and scatters them over the sea. And she says, I knew full well what atrocity I'm committing, yet I'm committing because I want to.
Would you say that's more of the Homeric compulsion again?
No. It's not a Homeric compulsion, because Homeric compulsion was possessed by demons, possessed by gods. But that specifically says, no, even though I know full well it is my own choice, I choose to do it. I choose to do it. Yes, I am aware with responsibility for my actions, yet I choose to do it, not because my bodily impulses compel me to do so.
So then it's still rational. Because
it's still rational. It's still rational in a sense, but you see that rational. I'm not sure if it's I don't know if it's still rational. It's hardly rational. It's not a calculated decision. My decision is to do something irrational. My decision is to be, rather. It's something along to.
Very paradoxical.
That is very paradoxical, but
I think it's almost a tautology. What they're saying is, if a person's actions and decisions are based on the rational, then whatever the rational will prove to them, that's what they'll do. It's a tautology. But of course, we know that many people's actions are based on emotions.
Right.
So they can rationally say, I am doing this on my own, but of course, the other person will say, yes, your emotions are there.
Right,
so
right,
it's
right.
Really
well, but Socrates understood rationality as sort of intelligent hedonism. Right. Rationality had to do with the concept of intelligent hedonism. You won't do no person sins unless person sins wisely. No person sins knowing full well that his actions are not beneficial to him.
Either that or for the philosophers it was more about ignorance.
Right. It's exactly. The Socratic assumption was ignorance, but they're right. Euripides says no, it's not ignorance. It is a choice. It is a choice, and the choice is of irrationality. So this was right on the answer. The marriage was a very right after this hopeful dawn of rationalism. There was a very strong opposition. A very strong opposition against rationality, and the masses decide. The common man sort of starts also poking fun intellectuals. As soon as intellectuals emerge, people start the ordinary uncouth men start poking fun at intellectuals. So who needs them? Intellectuals are people who speak about things we don't understand. We just want to have a great time. We just want to have panem suchastum. They are funny. They are funny. They're redundant. They're irrelevant. And this is a great disappointment for the intellectual. This is how Grand Inquisitors come about, right? Socrates was really working hard to save the society and save the humanity. Yet already in Aristophanes' comedies, Socrates features as an object of ridicule. He's ridiculed as bookish, as clumsy, as unnecessary, as not understanding life the way it's lived.
This is a fundamental fallacy of many philosophers because no one ever does anything because of the rational. You do what you want to do for whatever reason it is. Then you use your brain to decide how best to get that what you want.
Right.
No one ever does something because it's the logical thing to do, unless there's some kind of a person who's drawn to logic. Your emotions are drawn to logic. That kind of person, maybe when they realize that something is logically true and rational, they're so compelled by their emotional drawing to the rational that their emotions will cause them to do what is rational. That is only one position. It is position not held by Socrates. It is not held by Socrates. It is a position opposed by Socrates. It is position of other philosophers, but it's position dramatically fought against by Socrates, because from that position, what we have from that is position of Grand Inquisitor, pretty much. When it comes to governance, let's say, when it comes to
concern of philosophy as such as improving human fate, right? That assumption would pretty much lead to totalitarian systems, to grand inquisitors. No, people are helpless creatures. We need to help them. We need to condition them like cattle. We need to.
Yes, but again, that's an expression of an emotion.
Well,
that's not a logic. The emotion is
no,
that we want something.
On the part of the governor, it's logic. It's the realization that people cannot live up to the demands of logic.
So this again is an emotion.
Is a totalitarian
it's a desire on their part to have people live according to logic, and their brain tells them the way to do that is to force people.
Well, once they forcing people, logic goes out the window, and they usually force the people into obedience. But seemingly forcing people into logic is a very difficult business. Actually, thank you for reminding me. That,
yes. How does cinema play affected by this?
Cinema?
The movie.
You mean the theater?
So,
Obviously, the Grand
translated now.
Well,
the Grand Inquisitor's method
Or
is
back
that
then.
I don't know.
instead of using a machine gun, the Grand Inquisitor uses a microphone.
We still. I don't know.
That goes back to the third question where you asked how would you actually go about making him a ruler? You would do that through the power of the microphone and the camera.
Or say the theater back then.
Just want to go on? Yeah? Okay. You'll tell me when. I'll try. I didn't quite get what I wanted. Okay, I'll try.
I'm going to take this
Now,
nobody from nowhere and make him great. How do I go about doing that?
what appears,
do is stick a camera and a
the voices that appear also in anti-rationalist reaction to the intellectuals.
He's got the microphone.
The reaction that appeared among anti-intellectuals, was that sort of embracing natural impulses. People in Aristophanes' comedies, young people say things like "be natural and everything will be good." Just kick back and relax. Just let your nature take over, because this is the only true measure of things. This is the only true measure of things. Any intellectualism is corrupt. Now, from the same period of time in ancient Greece, there was a short comedy by Lysias, and the comedy tells a story of a certain dining club, which was very irreligious, atheistic. Those people dined on holidays and fast days, disregarded gods, and poked fun of gods. Those were the liberal intellectuals stylized after Socrates and so on. And at the end of that short play by Lysias, everybody is punished by gods, and everybody dies. A terrible death. And that play, at the time of Socrates, was played in Greek theaters to the cheers of the crowd. And this is the first round of attempt to rationalize human behavior and to attempt to present people with freedom and ability to decide for themselves. Largely failed right at the onset. I mean, the strongest. Now, the culmination of that anti-rationalist revolution was, of course, the trial of Socrates.